go. Hello. Thought I hit the button and didn't. And we continue. Power from the hills. Doop, doop. Focus. Something like that. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you may move a mountain. Feel that faith in the heart of yourself, and the mountain will move you, my crew. Quote unquote. And now I'm getting nose tickle. Sorry. I spent about 5 months searching for office spaces. I figured I would look around the area of my previous place of employment, since that seemed to be convenient for my clients. There was just nothing that felt right. Besides, I had decided I wanted to do massage and body work for as long as I physically could. Then I would gradually add the gift shop retail aspect as I cut back in the future. One more reason I told myself it was all right to not take the angel store. So if I was going to be touching people, I needed access to water and wash my hands. Every office I looked at either had a community bathroom way down a hall, or as most did, a bathroom outside. It was weird. And a distance away. Not an option. It was so odd to me, especially since there were actually many massage therapists in the area. Yeah, one gal I used to go to, and the bathroom was outside. So then you gotta wash your hands, and then you're touching dirties. Anyway, I digress. Squirrel. I know I would never get a massage from someone who had to go down the street to wash his or her hands, come back and touch the dirty outside doors, then put their hands on me. But hey, that's just me. Finally, one day I decided to put it on paper. What did I want in an office? Not what I thought I could afford, or what I thought what might be my best option. I took out some paper and attempted to draw my dream space. First and foremost, I wanted bathrooms inside. At least 2, boys and girls. A shower would be nice, but not mandatory. I wanted 4 treatment rooms and maybe a break room. I wanted a nice waiting area in which I could eventually place retail items. 2 days later, I was searching for office space online. A place popped up that had a great rental rate. The place had come up weeks before, but I saw the location and passed it by. This time it jumped out at me. The ad had said something like individual office space for a price, or the entire office for another. The big price was smaller than anything I had been looking at so far for one room. It was in a town that whenever anyone mentioned the name, they followed it up with, "It's nice, but it's so far." This is why I passed on it before. But this time I thought to myself, hey, I'm not doing anything else, and it could be at least a nice little drive, even if it is a long one. So I called the guy who was subleasing, and I set up a time to meet to see the space. I got in the car to go see the office, and as I did, I set my stopwatch and odometer just to see how far and how long it would take, just in case. Yeah. As I was driving across the Pima Indian Reservation, I was overcome with the beauty of the desert. The energy emanating from the hills and rocks was wonderful. I thought to myself that if nothing else, this was an amazing drive and a great little day trip. As I got closer to the town, the view of the mountains and the sky was even more spectacular. Fountain Hills. The large block sign read, with a huge American flag waving above. I started feeling like I could get used to this place, even with the long drive. I just got goosebumps. Interesting. Driving past the beautiful park area with a little lake, or big pond, however you look at it, I was drawn in. I could feel my lungs fill with the lighter air in this place. As I got to the street I need to turn onto and was waiting at the light, the world famous fountain pops up. Oh yes, I could get used to this. I actually felt a bit giddy at the thought of working somewhere with these surroundings. Overcome with the excitement of it all, I passed the building I was looking for. I turned around and went back. I pulled into the parking lot, turned off my car, and looked at my watch. 22 minutes. And that was with the sightseeing, slow driving, and the turnaround. The mileage was actually the same as getting to my previous workspace, but I had made it here in almost half the time with none of the stress or road ragers. It's getting that way though now. It's getting busy. I crossed my fingers that the office would be decent, and I headed in to check it out. I loved the energy immediately. The biggest shock was that it was almost exactly what I had drawn out 2 days before. The only differences were, one, it was bigger, and two, instead of being laid out in like a U shape, it was more like an L. Not a deal breaker. There was a nice waiting room, check. 5 rooms. The guy would be using only 1 for his office, and I would have 4. Check. There was a little kitchenette area in the hall that would do for break time. Check. And the icing on the cake was that there were 2 bathrooms. Yes. Inside. Not down the street, not shared with other tenants, and one of them actually has a shower. Score. I tried to contain my excitement. Of course, the space needed some work, but that would be easy enough. With my mom's help and decorating expertise, I signed the lease that day. My mom and I spent the next 2 weeks cleaning and decorating. Well, my mom did the beautifying. She is the one with the gift of interior decorating. I just helped with the cleaning and arranging of my equipment. In less than a month, I was officially a business owner and open for business. It was truly an exhilarating feeling. Just knowing the only person I had to answer to was me, and of course my clients. I felt so at home in this space and in this town. And now for the name. I had already come up with a name for my business when I was contemplating the Angel Gift Shop. Of course, angels would have to be in the name, and I thought it would be cute to have a play on words from the gift shop aspect. Presents and presents, so Angel Presents was born. And with Angel Presents, where are we at? Oh, like gifts, presents, and presents. Sorry, sidetrack. And with the energies and feelings of this place, there was no questioning the presence of the angels around me now. As business started picking up around the end of the first year, I decided to do a bit more decorating. The guy I was subleasing from had finally gone, and I had taken over the lease and had the entire space to myself. The painfully bland, off-white, dirtyish yellow walls had taken their toll, especially since the last place I worked was a clinical white and dingy gray that used to be white. There was not enough wall hangings and pictures around to cover it up. I decided that I wanted to make the space truly unique. I wanted murals and, most important, color on the walls. I was extremely fortunate to find an amazing artist who was brave enough to take on the challenge. He and I discussed my ideas, and he created so much more. Within 3 months, the office had a life of its own. The energy was even more spectacular and maybe a bit familiar. To this day, I sigh with joy and contentment as I walk through the doors of my office space. The feeling is so similar to the experience I had walking into Angel Wings. And it really does. The energy of this town is pretty potent in the reservations because there's 3. We're kind of in between 3. And the energy of the office is still pretty unique. People notice it when they come in, and most people do comment on that, which is very cool. So it's not just me feeling it, but it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Next chapter.